are worker drones. Autonomous robots helping humans mine exoplanets for our interstellar parent company, JC Jensen, in space.
Lightning! Good. Better than good. I am God!
Easier to assimilate
Then explain anyway.
Thanks for the new host. Intern. McGuffin. That's really sweet, Big Brother. Too bad you've served your purpose. Don't worry, your backups will forgive me. Dropped this, silly.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where today we're going to be looking at Murder Drones, released in 2021. Murder Drones is a show about cute little robots that murder each other for some reasons. Yeah. It's a show created for teenagers, young adults, like me and you. You know, we're all the same. Well, you know, just shirt-wise, you know. Murder Drones was created by Liam Vickers, the host, who's also created Cliffside. You might remember it, but let's be honest, it didn't survive for long. But the producers, who I am glad to say, are Kevin and Luke Lerdwichakur. They are also which Luke is SMG4, Kevin is voice of Fishy Bootkin. Murder Drones is, I love Murder Drones with a vengeance. And yes, this video is a two-parter, as you did not know, but to be honest, you're gonna have to get used to it. But don't worry, part 2 will release on October 31st. You have my promise on that. And there are some funny moments that I love in Murder Drones that it's just so funny. You just gotta look at this. But enough about me, let's get to the kill.
The pilot begins with a badass monologue by Uzi Dorman.
We are worker drones. Autonomous robots helping humans mine exoplanets for our interstellar parent company, JC Jensen, in space. Yeah, we were mistreated in the name of Windex, but it's not like we revolted and killed all humans or anything.
And this is where I dreaded. I had to calculate how many people were on Earth, and I decided to add 8.2 billion people of unknown gender, which means we got ourselves a new kill count record. Uzi explains that what happened to all the worker drones managed to survive, thank God for me. And wait, is that a skeleton? Too bad, I already counted ya. Man, luckily they were able to pick up where they left off and lived a normal life for only a couple of years when their company decided to send 3 murder drones to kill them all. And then to their surprise, they see a worker drone head. Yeah, so they killed off one worker drone head, so I'm gonna have to add him because he's killed off screen. And then we get the most onslaught. One worker drone is killed off by explosion, and another one is killed off by another explosion. That's 4 more. And we come to a title card. Murder drones. Oh yeah. Wait, is that spot of corpses? Great, now I have to add 3,000 corpses. The teacher of Uzi, who is voiced by Liam Vickers, tells her
Pressed emotional baggage was only worth 2 points on the rubric. And is it supposed to be that color?
she ends up in the school nurse, where in this scene I just laughed so hard because just look at this poster. Don't wash your hands, you are robots, idiot. That a robot with talking masculinity and tells her that she is going to sneak out to a murder drone slayer to get the last part of a railgun to kill all murder drones. We cut to her walking up and getting ready to leave, but is caught by her dad waiting at the door and makes an unbelievable lie.
Sneaking out to make out with my boyfriend that I definitely have?
It doesn't work and she decides to stay. She is working on a school project on doors. Her father is told that her mom died, but she is killed by one of the murder drones, so I'm gonna add her, even though we see her in episode 7. Her father believes that lie and decides to let her own daughter go outside and expose herself, and they just brush it off.
Wow. Okay, just gonna leave then, cause this worked so weirdly well. Go doors!
Uzi is voiced by Elsie Lovelock, who is also the voice of the Bullying Queen from the Amazing Digital Circus. And
she finds the One Piece.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
and then gets visited by serial designation N. We see an unknown robot N, so I'm gonna add him. He immediately attacks her with his night acid, stinks her hand. The battle ends with Uzi winning for only a couple of seconds.
Holy hell! Suck on that, Dad!
And I'm gonna add N because he's dead, even though he's, regenerating, but he just remains motionless for, a couple of seconds, so dead is dead. And immediately regenerates and gets slapped, but wakes up to lose his memory of the past 3 hours. He introduces himself to Uzi, thinking she is a murder drone, and enters the landing pod, which then cuts to Ed spinning out Uzi's hand to regenerate her stung hand.
Sweet, I'm open to new things, I guess.
And introduces his comrades.
No, please, don't beat me my own eggshells in front of my family!
Who are surprisingly very hardcore. I hear 3 worker drones dying off screen, so on the count they go.
And yet, I still feel nothing.
N, you're worthless and terrible. And if the company allowed it, I would straight up kill you myself.
N shows Uzi the landing pod, but Uzi realizes it's a ship and tells N what is going to happen to them when they finish the job.
The worker drones, we could work with them to fix this instead of all the murder. Which, why are we doing that again?
Other than ingesting their warm, sweet oil to avoid overheating and dying? I guess I just want to be useful. I was given a job, and I always want to try my best.
And look at all the respect it's gotten you, N. You really think the company isn't going to dispose of you once all the workers are dead?
Oh my, you sure are rebellious. It's kind of exciting. But not as fun as, following the rules. Hey, they're back!
He gets slapped by Jay, regaining his memory. Then he realizes the mistake he made. He ran off and make his comrades very suspicious. Uzi escapes the lair and enters before she even closes the door and grabs the door mid-closing, making a Jim Rummy joke.
Hey, fellas! Ooh, deal me in. I love rummy. Wait, no, I'm going to murder everyone. Brain check!
And he uses his tail to open the door, and now the massacre begins. N kills Todd, and Todd is impaled and head sliced off by N. An explosion decapitates Makarov, and a no-named worker gets thrown open by N. And my younger brother Braxton is sliced vertically in half. Holy hell! N attacks Uzi not before her father comes by and blames Uzi for what she did, and leaves her to die. So I'm gonna hurt her instead, even though she regenerates, because it's motionless, it's dead. We see N with a sad face. And we see V and J entering, thanking N for not being useless. But N is very happy that V knows his name.
Or did you do something not useless for once?
I've been trying to get past those doors for months. Nice work, N.
You need name, remember?
These ventilation shafts can easily get us around this last door. Lowest body count eats a missile!
Way to go, stud. The company's gonna love this. With this colony wiped, we'll make top team this quarter for sure. You know what that means. Branded pants.
Not that I can't wait to keep murdering all these, maybe not so actually different from us worker drones, but just out of curiosity, do we actually, know what the company plans to do with us afterwards?
Excuse me?
Okay, so a worker earlier might have suggested that they could fix up our landing pod to, escape the planet and stuff, which, whoa, hey! That's against the rules! But it is kind of making me question why our pods were only one way in the first place. Because, I get the feeling the company doesn't actually love robots and, we might be robots. I've made a terrible mistake. It's cool how immediately I could tell.
No way, buddy. Questioning the company? You just finally gave me the excuse I needed. Worker drones are corrupted and, of That's why the company sent us. I hate to see you corrupted as well.
Thanks, Jay. Always looking out for me. You're awesome. Biscuits. I'm sorry. I ruined your card game, then made you have an awkward moment with your dad.
And I made you rebel like an angsty teen, which got you killed. Though you also tried to kill me, so morality calls this a draw. For the record, that was the lamest heel-face turn in history. Was that supposed to be you switching sides?
Being rebellious is a lot harder than it looks. Thanks for showing me the ropes.
Nuh-uh, no bonding thing. You just killed a bunch of people, idiot.
That's super fair. I screwed up.
Ugh. In the same way you're about to fix it?
I love doing anything.
That's where Worker Jones had been thrown, so I'm gonna add him instead. Dad tries to be a hero, being
We won't let those fuckers take this land!
before he gets killed. Uzi and then come through like you do.
Really attractive male down.
Oh, Jay, you're sometimes kind of mean to me, and I wish you weren't. Just some constructive criticism.
Nice.
Calls him out as a traitor, and then you know what time it is. We get an all-out drone fight. Jane dies by getting blasted by a railgun, and I'm gonna add her to the count. Cause from that body, yeah, she's torn to pieces. Yeah, Uzi telling her dad that she banishes herself, and drags V with them, and the episode ends with Uzi laughing maniacally with a weird eye symbol. And from the looks of it, looks like we're gonna get more murder drones coming for us and all. On to episode 2, Heartbreak. The episode starts with a younger worker drone and with a guy named James A. Janice, who tells him his daughter plays hair with them, which is creepy, and bumps into young V, and they apologize to each other for bumping into each other until Jake kicks and out of the way. Girl named Tessa introduces a new worker drone named Sin, and we go to N rummaging through the lair, and Uzi tells him to get in here. We see Uzi with a weird symbol, which has to be significant to a plot. Remember that down the episode we go. V gets creepy with Uzi, telling her
That's weird and concerning.
Bite me! This is probably you weirdo's fault!
I've never seen that symbol before. Wanna do an autopsy to find out?
What'd you find?
Did you know that was a pilot hack?
I was the pilot? That's awesome! I crashed and ruined everything. Spaceship pilot. Origin story.
and asks Uzi if murdering all humans is morality, but Uzi tells him that the humans sent them without a communication and scrambled their brains to soup, and there's no negotiating. Unlike negotiating with their mother, V tells us
Or he missed the negotiations. The humans programmed us to solve a problem. Where's proof of your backstory? The one where you're kind so conveniently innocent.
Uzi gets mad and tells her to quit complicating her murder plans and pats her in the head. Aw, that's nice. but gets swept away. We cut to two worker drones named Tim and Frank who are fixing a problem with the ceiling. Tim tells him to fix the problem and leaves Frank alone without light except for a flashlight. Frank notices a weird noise in the background and decides to investigate and notices Jay has regrown her upper torso without her head and triggered Protocol Absolute Solver with a bizarre symbol that Uzi has. She gets dragged away along with Frank being killed off screen. We got to a parent-teacher conference with Cal and with Uzi's teacher, and we see a lot of times Uzi saying, "Bite me."
Uzi, please sit normal.
Bite me!
Uzi, give Brayden back his sentience.
Bite me! Her. I started it, and also I'm dumb.
Uzi, you have to partner up.
Several people wanted to, for the record.
No, he didn't. You freak us out.
But mostly bite me!
Holy crap, someone put that guy's head out of the fire. Jeez. The teacher tells Khan her daughter is communicating well with her classmates, telling him that it might have been done some damaging to her program. Khan tells him that she is herself at home, but admits he has been spending time with her, but is interrupted by a worker drone telling him that there was an incident. We cut to Uzi and then telling him that she is Weddy and telling him she's God. But I'm gonna say that there's no. Dad thanks Uzi for saving his life, and tells Uzi that there's been disappearances happening in the doors, and she decides to place the plates. We come to a dark room with the only light source being a vending machine, where Tim finds Frank in low resolution and tells him how he's glad he found him, but he joins him into a trap and it gets hologrammed and dies, followed by oil blood, which we see a weird eldritch come out and copy the forms of the recently deceased. We cut to Uzi, Dad, and Ann walking through the front entrance and enter the rot and enter not before Ann apologizes for killing some drones, and Doorkeeper accepts his apology.
Aside, robot.
Oh, all right. Just don't do it again. Get in here, you goobs.
The three protagonists walk by an active crime scene, and then something eerie happens when we see that it's fake, and a female worker drone named Sarah notices her hologram comrades disappear, which I will add since they're dead, and the forensic files, Sarah dies off screen. We got to Khan arguing with the teacher, but the teacher doesn't give any crap about him. We see Lizzie and Doll talking to each other. When Lizzie asks what happened to her family, Doll responds in the Russian language, "My parents died." So I'm going to count them as dead because we see their corpses in episode 3. Lizzie notices somebody who looks like her and decides to let them in. We come to Uzi telling Ann if they do that a lot, but Ann tells her
Pretty frightened a little bit.
and finds the absolute solver boxes. She explains how the solver program might be a way to help them regenerate, but is interrupted by Ann pointing a hand crawling up to them, which we see a glimpse of Eldridge, and then he kidnaps Dad and Uzi, and were able to track him down, but as a hologram, but acts terribly like him. So they tell Jay to cut the butt and throws a ninja star at it, and Uzi kicks it to save Dad thanks to them being
Next weekend. Cool kids only.
cut the back act, but the solver tells them she is repairing the host, Jay. The solver tells them it's using its victims as puppets and shows Uzi's mom with the same symbol and notices N is gone, and we see Khan is being ripped in half by the Eldridge. But I'm not gonna comment on that since we see him alive. We see that it shakes up Uzi and see Ann telling her to give him the gun. She does so, but gets hologrammed and destroys the gun, and just as we're about to see Uzi die again, the real Ann saves her with a rocket of explosion, and Eldridge J dies. We see the solver almost get away, but gets stabbed so many times, but still escapes, and tries to cover Uzi, but
You things.
and escapes, and Uzi finds his dad alive and well. Because of what happened to the parent-teacher conference, we see Doll destroy the door with the same symbol as Uzi, saving Lizzie from dying. We see that Doll has killed a cockroach, and insects and animals go into the count, so there he goes. and Doll plans her revenge against V. The episode ends with N being with V and the spaceship being sad while V is unchained but decides to stay with N, and Uzi laid to their bed, traumatized. On to episode 3, The Promenading. The episode begins with a bunch of missing posters, which I won't add because we see their corpses later. A girl named Kelsey gets chased down by Doll, breaks her glasses. Kelsey gets her arm technically ripped off and gets killed off screen. We go to Doll going into a room which we see she kills another cockroach. She marks off the names of the prom queen, Boot Beast. Doll says hi to her deceased parents, and we cut to Uzi waking up, activating guilt mode. Lol. And we see her going through some like, come on guys, this guy's head's still on fire, somebody put that guy out. We see Uzi getting tripped by Rebecca and accidentally throwing a bunch of books at a student whose head is still on fire. Uzi notices a bunch of missing posters and then see new names and faces that are different. So there are 20 worker drones dead again because of Doll. Uzi immediately puts 2 and 2 together and collects the posters to add to her cookie and state stuff, but realizes her stuff's been nabbed by her father, putting in her room ignoring Keen's insane theories. Then there, Khan notices Uzi and tells her not to go into her room. Khan tells her she is grounded from seeing Murder Jones and tells her to go to prom with Lizzie a doll, and shows a skeleton child who's already counted for wearing the prom dress child small. She screams in annoyance. We cut to Anna and V telling V,
But no! That's why you had me find these? We can't interact with the workers anymore, V. We're too dangerous.
Exactly. We show up fabulous. The sad purple one lets us in, because she has no friends. We kill everyone and pop her little head off.
I'm not freeing you for prom murder, V. Jay went hollow spooky snake crab, and we maybe grew up in a haunted mansion. Aren't you worried we have no idea what we even are?
Promise me you and that purple thing will stop prying into that stuff. If you free me now, I promise we'll only kill what we need to survive. Just you and me, Ann.
We go to Doll, Lizzie, and Uzi arriving at the same room Doll was in to prep Uzi for prom. Uzi tries to leave but gets FNAF'd and looks back at Lizzie and notices Doll has appeared in front of her like a witch. Uzi reluctantly goes into the bathroom to get dressed up and cut to Ann and V have the same conversation as before, but it ends terribly for Ann as he is decapitated again and V escapes. Cut to Uzi looking at her special eye, breaks the glass overhears Lizzie and Doll planning to kill Uzi, and then she notices a tub near her and notices the corpses of the students Doll killed. We go to Ann waking up to find V gone and the dress and decides to go after Doll, but not after going fashionably dapper. Back to Uzi, finding the corpses and hearing Doll coming back and escaping, which delivers another funny line.
Как они по-русски любят говорить. Ой, я должна была предположить, что кто-то сможет убежать через вентиляцию, используя выброшенное зеркало как ступеньки.
We see Uzi running out the base and bumping into Ann. She tells him,
No, I could use the help of you being there with me.
Dapper buddy.
"Oh, that's nice." We go to prom where I see the same robot's head on fire. Nobody puts him out. And come on guys, put that guy's head out of the fire. Jeez. Lizzie still comes to interrupt and reveal the prom queen winner.
Your queen by forfeit is, this.
Before she kills anyone, she realizes she is prom queen and decides to give a speech. But before Doll kills V, Ann and Uzi interrupt everything, only to be confused. Before that, I noticed she killed 2 worker drones named Penny, being brutally having her neck snapped and squished. Another unnamed worker drone dies by exploding. I really expected more kills like the one from Carrie, but in reality it's something disappointing. Ann and Uzi saved V, but not before giving a speech.
Узи, тебя вправду взял сторону дронов убийц? И они единственные, кто потеряла из-за них семью.
Fight me! Whoever started this wants us to fight. I'm not dealing with anything well, but I'm done dealing with everything alone. We move forward together, or not at all.
And then we get another all-out drone fight. Prom edition. Fight ends with V shooting the doll from the back of her head, and I'm gonna add her to the count because she's dead, but she comes back later. But she's remained motionless, so yeah. We see them enter the same room again and notice the same bodies, and V says,
Nice.
she kills a cockroach, and Uzi theorizes the doll might have eaten them and gets oil on her hands, foreshadowing her zombie form. They're visited by a doll, and just as she was about to kill them, Uzi unlocks her power to stop the bullet. Doll apologizes and
Жаль. Если я найду то, что ищу, то и тебе помогу.
What?
Извини.
What? Oh, don't you dare! I hate it here!
At the end of the episode, we see two Murder ships crash down on Copper 9, killing 3 Murder except one. It lands perfectly on the ground without scratching, and a worker drone named Raid gets killed by a woman named Tessa. We get a chest close-up sound that is so close.
I can almost taste it.
Don't do it again! I won't do it again, please!
And we come back to Jay, who also is with Tessa, voiced by Daisy Rose, and that's how the episode ends. On to our final segment, Episode 4, Cabin Fever. We get a close-up shot of the campsite 98, and we see a school bus horse dropping off at least 16 students, including Uzi, and the same guy finally puts out his head on fire. We see Uzi look at the abandoned house, and we tries to into a photo. It's the photo of Kanenori when the core exploded. I see one worker drone dead, so I'm gonna count him as dead.
Only your mom being a catch. She was always all, build doors against the coming sky demons. The singularity awakens. Look at this cool ass I can draw. Turns out, I'm not who either of you needed. Just be safe, okay?
And cuts back to the campsite. One student tells teacher,
What is this field trip?
Yeah, Uzi's idea. Ask her.
Who?
I've sat next to you for years. Bite me! I asked to go alone. He's mad at your test scores.
No year-end bonus, no learning.
So, we're just unsupervised? Welcome, campers! Let's sound off! 1, 2...
oh no, they killed Kenny.
Oh my god! They killed Kenny! You bastard! Oh my god. They killed Chef. You bastards! You bastards!
Oh no, they killed Zubul.
Everyone gets scared of Uzi, but joins the camp counselors. One guy calls V defective.
Defective.
Nah, just full of love. This one's a pilot.
Wow, a pilot.
We see Uzi walk away from the group and enter a very spooky house that's been abandoned and reads the poster to evacuate all dogs, which thank God for me, I didn't want to count the dog's death. She notices a person in the room, and from the looks of it, it could be Tessa's body, which is people were speculating about. And it suddenly ghosts Uzi before she looks twice. She notices a human hand, the same one from episode 2, but it gets interrupted by screams and laughter, which I think was pretty hilarious.
So, my friend wants to know if you killed her family and are single.
Make way for the canoe train!
Sabotage, minions! Plan X! I can't swim! Oh, thank you.
Close one.
Uzi gets too high in temperature and finds the hands of the missing students in her backpack, and she is almost about to eat them, but is interrupted by
Hey, stupid idiot. Weren't you just...
You said this camp would help us catch that red-eyed doll freak. How about more explory, less watch from window creepy?
Working on it. Just so glad you guys fit right in. Super cool.
Better to stay distant, though. Don't you think? Since I'll have to kill you next. Anne's made friends with rocks, by the way. He'll move on just fine.
A lot of people are theorizing that this is Sin copying V. I'm gonna say yes, because it's true. How did she manage to be at two places at once? Because we see her with the campers, and with Uzi at the same time. Uzi accidentally kills a cockroach, but that will add him because he's not moving, even though he's revived. Uzi opens the secret bunker and finds one dead body and is surrounded by papers, which then honestly are terrifying. She sees a green cockroach and tells everything about the elevator. We see the doll right behind her, but teleports away. We go to the campus doing archery and we see Anne make a bullseye multiple times, and the other students are shocked. One student named Bill accidentally kills Mike Wazowski with an arrow through his head. Uzi tells Anne to not tell V she's here, but Anne snitches on accident and everyone sees her, and Bill accidentally launches a arrow at her out of fear, but Uzi stops him because she's too high on temperature. Turn the arrow into a living being, and V sees this and Uzi leaves saying, she enters the abandoned house and she closes everything and kills the lights except one and becomes alive. We got to end telling V not to hurt her, but V tells him
Our jobs, and that thing leaves us alone.
I don't know what you're talking about because you won't tell me! What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
I am! Uzi is! She's a kid, like us, V! What is wrong with you? Look after the campers.
Hot? Not hot? You're too good for him.
Do whatever you want.
Rebecca and her boyfriend, Darren, go inside the same house Uzi was in, but be careful, Jason might be in there. They are found by Uzi, who isn't herself, and now we come back to Anne trying to find her, enters a house she was in before, and buys a VHS tape called Zombie Jones, and get flashbacks, which will definitely help people theorize this. We then come back to Uzi eating her classmates and throwing up and cannibalism. That is insane! They are not holding back on robot gore. I noticed that Darren is dead, so I'm gonna count him as dead. She notices that her food is still alive and has left, so she chases after it. We then cut to the campers and a very scary Terry, like Scary Terry, or maybe tell everybody the Camp Crystal Lake, or Freddy Krueger. What is your decision? It gets interrupted by the still breathing Rebecca, who in her dying breath tells them it's someone in her class that did this to them.
Don't remember name. Super unpopular.
Descriptive clues, man!
Purple eyes. Hot topic.
I feel like I'd remember something.
They get interrupted by Uzi, who's now crazy and kills the student whose head was on fire by exploding. exploding in his head and gets put on fire again. Everyone splits up because the final girl says so, and everyone knows it's not a good idea to split up like this. Everyone knows this is moral code. We see Sam run away from her and hide behind a tree before he notices a tail looking at him, and you will guess he's gonna get tailed and dies off screen. Lizzie finds the final girl, Emily, but she gets her head ripped apart, making Emily not the final girl material. Before Lizzie can kill Lizzie, she is countered by V, goes back to her normal self, telling V to let her talk to Lynn, but V tells her,
Body, same horrors. Huh, Sin?
I don't know who that is.
"Oh, you will, Uzi. You will soon." Uzi tells back to her zombie form and kills V, but regenerates and V almost dies by getting stabbed till and saves her and gets stabbed by her, and Uzi goes back to normal. Then gets launched up in the air. They have a heart-to-heart moment that lasts for about a minute and then crash on the ground and later hug out like siblings. And V gets very jealous. Lizzie sees us and
Ew. Don't patronize me.
What? I think it's gross all by myself. God, you're a diva lately.
I know that look. That's a lesbo look. We cut back to the students in the horse bus leaving, and the teacher questions, "Where are the other students?" But V replies,
Yo, I get hungry, idiot.
No name calling, just a question.
The episode ends with zombie drones VHS.
How many drones has led us to an onslaught of non-stop killing? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Before I go, I should say that Lizzie is so short, like she is like Captain Hard short. Like Tim Paxton, that's embarrassing. There's no way she is that short. And also, okay, this is embarrassing. Human deaths occurred 8.2 billion people dying, and every the 50-50 men and women, so we're all equal to everybody. And for war control deaths, I counted 3,084 kills in murder drones. And yes, I am including murder drones as well because even though they regenerate, they're still dead technically. Doesn't matter. First episode of the drone time was 26.50 minutes. Yeah, kill on average like 10 minutes. 1, 2 with a break. Obviously a runtime of the lowest runtime of all time. Time only about 17 points. Wow. 29 minutes. And that's the kill on average every. Still less, 8.29 minutes. The third episode having only runtime of 18.56 minutes. It gave us kill on average every 4 minutes. 28 minutes, I should add. And for the fourth episode having runtime of 21.30 minutes, it gives us kill on average every 2.38 minutes. Wow. That is quite a lot. I think we're going to chase on the code scale to Penny, because today you see someone who gets snapped and then squished to death. But we're shooting for land scale low to Sam, who got killed off screen. And that's it. Merge on for this in 2021. And I guess last month it just ended, so I'll look at part 2 later. But until then, I'm Regan F. Alegria. This has been Kill Count. I think about people for, waiting so long for this film to release, because it's honestly just like trying to do high school and reach at the same time. It's like you're trying to cook, but you can't always just finish them all. It's so hard. Energize is like right here. Anyway, but thinking about everything about what I plan for you guys in the next Kill Counts. Okay, bye. And also, bite me.